Congrats, you just entered a funnel. Now, most people hear that and think they're about to get scammed or manipulated into buying something they don't actually need. But here's the reality. You clicking on this video is probably the smartest decision that you're gonna make today. Because by the end of this, you're gonna know how content works at a neurological level. Not just the surface level post-value content garbage that everyone else is regurgitating, but what's actually happening in your prospect's brain as they consume your content. Why they see you differently when they reach out versus when you reach out. And why most business owners are completely fumbling the largest acquisition opportunity that they have. I'm confident that by the end of this video, you're gonna want me to build the exact same system for your business. So let's go. Here's what most people don't understand about content. It's not about the information you're sharing, it's about what happens in the viewer's brain after they've consumed it. When someone watches your content and learns something from you, even if it's something that they already kind of knew, their brain does something fascinating. It creates what scientists call a competence hierarchy. Basically, you teaching them something triggers their subconscious to position you as an authority. Not because you told them you're an expert, but because you demonstrated expertise by transferring knowledge. This is rooted in how humans have learned for thousands of years. Teacher-student dynamics are hardwired into our neural pathways. When you teach, you automatically occupy the expert position in their mind. That's not manipulation, that's just how the brain categorizes information sources. But here's where it gets interesting. There's a massive difference neurologically between when somebody finds your content versus when you find them through cold outreach. When you cold call or cold DM someone, you're triggering their defense mechanism. Their prefrontal cortex, the part of the brain responsible for critical thinking and skepticism, lights up immediately. They're analyzing your credibility, questioning your motives, and looking for a reason to say no. You're already starting from a point of resistance. But when they find you through content, it's a completely different neural pathway. First, you get the discovery dopamine hit. When someone feels like they've discovered something valuable on their own, their brain releases dopamine, and this is the same chemical that's associated with reward and pleasure. They feel smart for finding you, and that positive association gets linked back to you and your brand. Second, you bypass the skepticism filter. Because they chose to watch you, they're already in a receptive state. Their brain is literally more open to absorbing what you're saying. Third, and this is a big one, you trigger what's called the autonomy bias. Humans value things more when they feel like they've made the choice independently. When someone reaches out to you after watching your content, they perceive it as their decision. They feel like they're in control, and that drastically reduces sales resistance. Now, let me tell you about something called parasocial priming. When someone starts consistently watching your content, let's say 5, 10, maybe 15 videos over a couple of weeks, their brain starts forming a parasocial relationship with you. This is the same psychological mechanism that makes people feel like they personally know celebrities or podcast hosts. Here's what's wild, these parasocial relationships build familiarity, and familiarity does two things. One, it builds trust. Studies show that humans trust things they're familiar with more than unfamiliar things, even if the familiar item is objectively worse. It's called the mere exposure effect. And number two, it creates what I call conversion debt. When someone has consumed hours of your content, there's a psychological imbalance. You've given them value, you've taught them things, you've entertained them. Subconsciously, they start to feel like they owe you something. Not in a manipulative way, just basic human reciprocity. It's one of the strongest psychological principles in human behavior. So when they finally reach out to book a call, they're not coming in cold. They're coming in warm, pre-sold, trusting you, already feeling like they know you, and subconsciously feeling like they need to reciprocate the value that you've already given them. That's not luck, that's neurological design. So that just happened. Your brain positioned me as the authority because I just taught you something. That's step one of the funnel. Step two is that I need to show you that this works, not just in theory, but in practice. So let me show you something that you've probably seen 100 times, but never really noticed. Alex Hormozi, Iman Gadzhi, anyone that you can think of in this space, all built an 8-figure business the exact same way. Not solely from cold outreach or paid ads, but by building a content system that made people come to them. Alex didn't convince gym owners to work with him. He taught them the industry, demonstrated that he understood their problems better than they did, and they came begging to work with him. That's not being good at sales, that's understanding the science. And right now, you're watching me do the exact same thing. I'm not telling you to work with me. I'm showing you that I understand content at a level that you don't. I'm demonstrating authority, and I'm creating an information gap that makes you want to close it. That's step two, and you're experiencing it right now. Now, here's step three of the funnel, social proof and transformation. The reason you're still watching this video isn't just because you think the psychology is interesting, it's because you're thinking, does this work? Is this real? So, let me show you. These are my DMs from yesterday. This is what happens when you have a content system running 24/7. I didn't reach out to them. I didn't convince them. I didn't even ask you to watch this video. My content did the work for me. While I was sleeping, my videos were creating relationships, demonstrating authority, and creating psychological conditions that made them want to buy. And you're seeing this thinking either I want that or I need that. Either way, you've reached the bottom of the funnel. Do you see what just happened? I walked you through each stage of the funnel while you were in it. Authority, pattern recognition, social proof, and now you're at the bottom thinking about whether you need this. You just experienced the exact thing that I've been explaining. You're not in a theoretical funnel, you're in an actual one, and it worked. So here's the question. Do you want to be able to build this? Not just post content and hope that it works or go viral every few weeks, but actually engineer this. Build a system that moves people from who is this to I need to work with this person without you ever having to convince them of anything. Because that's what separates business owners doing 10 to 20K a month grinding acquisition versus business owners doing 30, 50, 100K a month with fully inbound content systems. And the only reason that I'm able to sit here and confidently tell you that you're in a sales funnel and by the end of this video, you're gonna want to work with me is because I've done this hundreds of times. I know exactly how this works. I've studied the science, I've built the systems, and I've seen the results. And now you've seen it too, not just in theory, but you actually experienced it. So if you're sitting here thinking, I need this, you do. You're right. And if you want my help building this exact system for your business that's going to position you as authority, make people reach out to you, and turn content into an acquisition engine, there's a link in the description for you to book a private call with me. If you have any questions about what this should look like for your business, just send me a message on Instagram. You just watched a masterclass on how content funnels actually work. You experienced it. Now, the only question is, are you going to build one, or are you going to keep doing cold outreach or spending money on paid ads hoping that something is going to change?